Tell me why Davy Jones still looks better today than most villains in the MCU in 2025. I mean, this movie came out during MySpace. He's basically the first K-pop villain. Daddy issues, mood lighting, tentacles. Drop the mixtape, king.
I'm gonna drop dead. I'm gonna
I'm Seth, and this is day 11 of reviewing every movie I've seen since 2004 using the original ticket stubs. Today's movie, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. Directed by Gore Verbinski and starring Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, Orlando Bloom, Bill Nighy, Jeffrey Rush. Can we talk about 5 Mile Creek for like 1 second? Probably not. There's no way that has any traction on TikTok. I think this movie unironically slaps. Gore Verbinski was basically making Lord of the Rings with sea demons. Davy Jones is still one of the best CGI characters ever made. The Kraken, all of its scenes go hard. If you watch Succession, you kind of know that they make the Disney rides and the movies kind of feel similar to each other so that you feel like you're on a Disney ride when you're watching the movie, and when you go ride the rides, you feel like you're in the movie. The set pieces are totally unhinged and gymnastic and over the top. I love it. There's something about this bombast that really, really works. Jack Sparrow goes full goblin mode. I mean, like, peak. One of my early memories of being jealous of someone going to the movies when I couldn't as a kid is around The Curse of the Black Pearl. My older brother got to go see it because he was a teenager and the rest of us kids were not. And I remember being so let down that I didn't get to go, especially after I saw the movie later. I was blown away by it, and so I was so sad I didn't get to see it in theaters. Fast forward to Dead Man's Chest, and I'm now a teenager, and I'm going to go to these movies, and I'm going to see Dead Man's Chest, and goddammit if it's not going to be my favorite movie that year. I was that age where I was still playing enough make-believe that I enjoyed being a pirate in the park, humming the Hans Zimmer theme as we played along, swashbuckling with neighborhood kids, and just generally enjoying ourselves. These are some of my last nostalgic memories of being a little boy, of being, one of the kings of the summer. I really always enjoy this movie when I put it on. My review back then would have been, it was perfect, it was untouchable, better than Curse of the Black Pearl. I don't know if I still feel that it's better than Curse of the Black Pearl. I think there's a little bit of lightning in the bottle when it comes to Curse of the Black Pearl, but the bombast on display, the understanding the assignment that audiences now want big Lord of the Rings set pieces, real action. They did as much practically as possible, even on a movie of this scale. And I think even the third one kind of dips a little in comparison to Dead Man's Chest. This gives you all the fun and intrigue of the first one without some of the insufferable nonsense that comes along by the time you get to the third one. That one's just a little messy, but this is the stride, I think. This is kind of the Empire Strikes Back of pirate movies, I guess, if you want to put it that way. That was probably intentional. Empire is one of those perfect sequels. If you can redo that, then you guarantee yourself another movie. This always looked like it could be a trilogy, especially with the ending of Curse of the Black Pearl. I'm hard-pressed to not enjoy this one. I know the return on investment is getting diminishing returns, especially when it comes to the more recent movies. And who knows what happens with this new reboot, right? I heard Margot Robbie's got it, maybe not. All of this stuff is always kind of ephemeral to me until we start seeing trailers and posters. I don't know where you go from here. My pitches always go smaller. I think a side story set in this universe. There's so much classic pirate literature that can be turned into excellent cinema. I look at Kidnapped as one that never gets touched because Treasure Island is right there, and you could Treasure Island Pirates of the Caribbean, but I feel like Kidnapped might be a better way to go, and you can see little influences here and there across the movies. People do read their literature when they make these kinds of films. I would always want to go smaller and a little less epic, which is opposite of why I end up enjoying Dead Man's Chest so much. Our villain, played by Bill Nighy, no notes. Absolutely no notes. He knew what kind of a thing he was in. He was a pioneer along with a lot of technical engineers into getting the CGI that we use today on people's faces. This is one of those big experimental projects within a giant blockbuster, and I think he really showed up to party. And the way that he added aspects of octopi into his performance, the way he, that little thing that he does, that's exactly what it looks like when an octopus is expelling air out of themselves. I think that aspect is really cool. There's something super unique in the filmmaking on display here that's always worth checking back in on. And then you have the fun of Johnny Depp still giving a fuck in his career at this point, bringing us a continuation with a more nuanced take from the first film where we see that maybe he doesn't have a plan ever, or maybe he does. The way they split that and toe that line is so interesting to me. Flesh that out with your side characters. It really adds for fun, high drama. I really enjoyed it. I every time I put this one on, it's a crowd pleaser for this crowd right here. This crowd. And this month, 10 patrons are going to get a random ticket stub from me, laminated, framed, and sent to you. The link is in my bio, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. See, I'm not even gonna be able to keep all that. It's gonna be short. Remix, baby.